Welcome, everybody, to Ask a CEO interview series. I'm Greg Demetrio, the CEO of Lorraine Gregory Communications. The Ask a CEO series of interviews gives us a look inside the C-suite of some of the very important companies run by very important CEOs around our region. So today we have a very special guest. He's a top executive from a company that's called Genatt Acrisure. It's a top 10 global provider of wholesale insurance products. Now, Rob's been in the business for 35 years. He's touched every aspect of insurance that you can possibly imagine, knows the industry inside and out. He's managed large sales teams. He's traveled and consulted internationally on multi-million-dollar projects, all the while building a reputation for integrity and exemplary customer service. He's been recognized many, many times for his accomplishments both in the community and in the industry. He's been awarded the President and Champion Conference Awards from both John Hancock and Nationwide Insurance. He's perpetually listed as a premier broker, and he's a top supporter and fundraiser for the Hagedorn Little Village School. So I welcome you, Rob Grotsky.
Thank you.
So thanks for sitting down with us. Appreciate it. What we're doing is we're trying to take the pulse of industry leaders in various different industries in our region to find out how this COVID crisis has affected you, not only your business, your life, but trends in the industry. So before we get started, maybe you could tell us a little bit more about yourself and the company.
Well, I think, as you alluded to, I've been in the business for 35 years, and I pride myself on the fact that I've only been with 4 different companies where it's pretty unheard of today, but my career has been, knock wood, pretty good, even though you get into insurance by accident. So it was a great accident for me. I have been with my current company 19 years and have been an owner for the last 7 years, 8 years, co-owner with my partner. The company is, and I just wanted to correct, we are both wholesale and retail, so we do both. Provide wholesale brokerage opportunities to brokers countrywide, and anywhere from the smaller broker all the way up to the alphabet houses, Marsh, Willis, and Aon. And in addition, we do retail business where we deal directly with the carrier, with the insurers. I'm sorry, and we do a good job of that as well. Have a great staff, and one thing we do pride ourselves on is our service and the fact that every one of our brokers and our clients do stay with us. We probably about 98% of the accounts are mostly long-term accounts that stay with us.
Very good. That's very impressive. So back to your wholesale and your international part of your business. Now, I know personally that you've been to some exotic locations to consult on insurance products.
Yes.
So with that exposure in the COVID-19 crisis situation we're in now, do you see that it's impacted the demand for insurance, and has it affected different regions of the globe differently?
I think it has affected different regions differently, not just globally, but throughout our country as well. I am still seeing a demand for insurance in certain classes of business. It has been a bit problematic for most areas of insurance with people who are now not working or shut down because of the virus. So that's led to other issues. But we are seeing demand for new insurance, but not the way it was.
Correct. So I'm sure the demand has fallen off considerably because people are all locked at home, but we do still need insurance for many different things. So in terms of what's been affected, are there different types of coverages that have been affected more than others?
I think it's more liability. With regard to property, most of the property have mortgages on them and bank loans on them. Banks are more concerned about the physical property than they are the liability. So I would say liability is one part, although we do have a part of property which is called business income, That's been affected drastically, and that also has started to work its way into the industry. And as far as the people wanting to limit how much property they do want to put out, and pricing, of course, is being affected on all across the board.
So now I just heard the other day that there's legislation percolating that is going to allow businesses to claim their losses under their business interruption policies. Now, I've heard one way or another. What's your take on that? Is that going to be something that's going to come to pass, or do you think it's just so much rhetoric?
I don't know. I've heard a lot about that. They've been talking about that for a while. If it comes through, it'll be a big help. But until that comes through at this point right now, unfortunately, the current insurance policies were never designed for any kind of catastrophic dealings we're dealing with now. And that has impacted coverage greatly, unfortunately, for our and everybody else's insureds across the country.
So now that says, okay, so there are different things coming to play in the insurance industry. Do you see any particular trends that are starting to develop that may impact you guys going forward?
Well, I think what we're seeing now is, and the reality of it is, the insurance companies are losing a lot of money. They're losing money in the stock market. They're losing money in the investment income. Claims are starting to go up. So I think you're going to see the market start to change to go what we call as a hard market. And I think every account we have now, and not just our company, but every broker out there, will be shopping the accounts of all of their clients, which is the prudent thing to do, because right now the marketplace will see increases in pricing, and we have to get out there and get our clients the best pricing, but also not sacrificing coverage.
So people are going to be a little bit more dollar conscious.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's an important thing to know. So I've been asking my guests, and it's, you can't really know the unknowable, but I've been asking my guests how long they think the country will take to reopen, and what do they think the new abnormal is going to look like?
Gee, you asked me all the easy questions, Greg. I really wish I had a crystal ball. I think that it's a dangerous tightrope we walk, just broadly opening the market. I think you're going to see segments of the country that are going to open up faster than others. I think you're going to see segments of industry open up faster than others, and it'll be monitored. I don't see us getting back to even our full, what we call the new norm, for quite some time. I think we have to be very careful. I think not just from a business standpoint, and it is important we do get open, and it is important that we do get back to business from a financial aspect. But again, we still have to worry about life and the health of everybody around us. So I think you're going to start to see in the next 30 to 60 days a little bit more softening, but I think it's going to be on a guarded basis. And I think it's going to be at least a year, maybe more, till we get back to our full, what we will look at as new norm.
That sounds pretty much what I'm hearing from the executives that we've been having on the show. It's going to be a marathon and not a sprint. It's going to be something that we saw a glimpse of in 08 and 09, but this is like on steroids. So you have to just remember, if you've been in business that long as you and I have, you have to remember what you did back then to get through it. So in closing, I'd like to ask you if you would have any advice to CEOs who are living through this crisis situation and how they should operate going forward.
Well, I think you have to operate cautious and prudently, watching your expenses, as I'm sure everybody has been. We've all been doing that and tightening our belt, trying to stay loyal and trying to keep your valued employees as best as you can. And if you need to trim here and there in the meantime, you know, whether it be 401k or whatever it might be that you're providing as additional benefits to to the employees, short of, I would say, health insurance, obviously. Whatever you can do, that would be the best thing to do.
In terms of being out in the marketplace, do you see a difference in how you're going to have to stay in front of your client base as opposed to what you did before?
I think the one thing we prided ourselves on is we were constantly communicating with our employees. I'm sorry, with our insureds. I think whether it's as an insurance broker with my clients or whatever else any other company is doing, I think the more communication, the more hands-on, and the more contact you have with the people you do business with is going to be ultra important. And from my standpoint, from an insurance standpoint, renewals, we're going to be working months out, months ahead to give a comfort to our insureds that they're going to be okay.
So
And
constant communication is the
going to
key.
be a lot of hand-holding and communication.
Yeah, yeah. So Rob, I really want to thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day to sit down with us. Of course, I appreciate everything that you've given us. I'm sure people are very interested in the look behind the scenes into your CEO suite. So thank you very, very much. I hope we all come out of this very strong, healthy, and aggressively be in front of the business that we know that we can do going forward. Thank you, Robert. Much appreciated.
Thank you for having me, Greg. I appreciate it. Be safe.